Hello, and welcome to our presentation for Sharpniss AI. Just a quick summary. For Sharpniss AI, we are looking to solve the problem that many photographers and digital artists, or even just avid social media users, might face, such as having too many photos in your camera roll and not knowing which ones are the best or look the best for you to post. This could help with your customers as well if you're doing professional photography. And our software would use AI to speed up the process of deleting pictures that aren't of good enough quality or don't meet the artistic principles that are built in to the AI. So with that problem, we just look to mainly save time for these artists and social media users and professionals. Sharpniss AI would come in the form of an app you could have on your phone or on your laptop, computer, anywhere. And we would offer a subscription model for monthly payments, or a free version with ads as well.
Business not model canvas. Basically, our key partners are AI hosting. We got internal employees, obviously, potential angel investors and sources of initial income. That includes investors as well as connections to photography conventions and business meetings. Key activities obviously would be the AI itself being the selector of the photography and developing that over time. Key resources would be the AI model, obviously, again, photography knowledge and materials documents and stuff that show that transparency of not stealing our users' information. Value proposition, it saves a lot of time for professional photographers as well as other people. It uses real photography principles and also learns how the user wants them to be used and reduces burnout. Customer relationships would be a lot of transparency about how we work, self-service tutorials and onboarding, and entirely online through either an app that can be disconnected from the internet or just on the website or app. Channels would be mostly through social media as well as conferences for photography or events. Customer segmentation, it's mostly for professional photographers. Um, Cost structure would be a lot for the AI hosting as well as salaries for internal employees and specialists, the app development, and legal advice. Resource structures would be or revenue structure would be subscription payments as well as ads from the free version. Next is the team. We would first off need AI and engineers, people that know the back end, front end of AI, and also how to get that UI, UX interface so people can actually use it. Since ours is more complicated, it can be a bit confusing. So having someone that's good at UI was definitely an important point to make. Photography specialist, someone that knows photography and can articulate that into coding so people can understand that. Possibly a team for that, but could be later down the line. Marketing and communication, definitely got to get it out to the people and communicating that we are an AI service that does not use the user's photos without consent. Lastly, is operations like management, hiring people, paying people, as well as customer service and the legal advice part of it as well.
So for major partners and allies, we want to work with camera manufacturers such as Sony, Nikon, and Canon to see if there's a potential in-camera integration with our software. And we also want to work with editing platforms and software platforms such as Adobe Lightroom, Capture One, see if there's a way that we can plug in our software with their software so they could be just one big editing platform for everyone. And then also the cloud and AI infrastructures, we want to work with them, such as Google Cloud and OpenAI. Um, and then we also want to work with professional photographers and content creators, and these people would be the best to test our product and see if they like it and potentially be ambassadors of the product. How the project will be made, it's all AI based, so there's no physical product that we need to make. We just need AI to create the product for us and then get it into a software and then basically test it out. And then the only thing that we do need is the data and the cloud computing, because that is a lot of storage that people are going to have to use for this software. But to get people attracted, to get the partners attracted, is to show them the time saved versus the manual sorting. So the AI is going to choose the photos for you instead of you manually sorting everything by yourself. So the time that you're saving on that is a lot. So that's going to attract customers and the partners and allies.
Okay, so in this section, we'll go over the funding. For Sharpness to successfully launch, we estimate a startup cost of about 200 to 300 thousand, which a large portion of this comes from hiring a series of specialized AI engineers. It also comes from our back end team, which will work on the UI and UX design. And a portion of this also comes from cloud GPU to compute model training and hosting the AI. To meet this requirement, we're using a three-phase funding strategy. In our first phase, we're relying on crowdfunding. So this is really good for us at this early stage because it not only provides capital, but it helps address the mistrust of AI by allowing creators to have early access and provide feedback in this stage. And then our second phase would be seeking angel investors. In this phase, we can supply the technical capital requirement for engineering, um, covering those huge costs of the finding the specialized engineers and the cloud infrastructure, developing a stable beta version in this phase. Um, but also with that, angel investors provide mentorship and early strategic guidance that was going to help us as we grow our company. And in our third phase, we want to focus on strategic partnerships. There's so many huge um, com companies in the photography industry and in the photo editing industry, such as Canon, Sony, Adobe, which have a huge name and a lot of trust in the industry. And these partnerships not only reduce infrastructure costs, but they also support integrations and strengthen our credibility within the photography ecosystem.
For our sales and marketing strategy, we wanted to primarily focus on endorsements through influencers who are in the photography, design, and visual art industry. They could show beta versions of our software and do live tests of the culling process and show how our product can benefit their own viewers as well. besides that, we could also run our own advertisements that show the same demonstration of the technology we use.
For Sharpness AI, we have identified there to be two main risks associated with starting our company. The first risk we have identified is what we believe will be a general hesitancy from professional photographers to adopt Sharpness AI. The reason for this is because you have other competitors such as Aftershoot who really don't sort the images based on photography principles at all. They just base them off of smiles or blurriness. It's not professional. There is also a large distrust for these photographers using AI because a lot of the times companies like OpenAI will use your work to train their models and improve their models. And so this general distrust and hesitancy could be a major roadblock to Sharpness AI. And our solution to this is to write out a very clear agreement that states that we do not use other people's creative works to train our model, in like a very upfront agreement. And we can give out free trials so that people do not have to commit to anything or pay anything, and they can try our company and our services without any long-term commitment. And we assume that that will encourage them to eventually subscribe to our app. The second main risk that we associated was finding the right talent to develop our app. Our app includes not only AI, but photography, and we would need a specialist that can understand real photography principles as well as develop an AI model. Additionally, it relies heavily on someone always being present and always modifying the AI system because, as previously said, our AI system does not base any of its learning off of other people's work. Our solution to this is we know it's going to be a big cost to bring in talent like that, and so we can offer them a percentage of the company so that they can work for free and just try and grow the company so they can have a larger uh, dollar volume through that stake. We can also do it through crowdfunding as well as an angel investor to fund the venture or the talent that will help us create Sharpness AI's model.